All right, 3, 2, 1. I saw you blink, you wuss.
And I'm going to explain to you exactly why we do what we do and how everything goes down.
And I'm going to show you how to grow your business.
These are the things that work in today's market.
You're going to love what we did in here.
We're going to go start making some money. Here's how you do it.
Hey, what's up guys? John Cochran here, and today is System Saturday, the day that I bring you a system that I use in my business that you can rip off, duplicate using your own local market. Now, on today's System Saturday, guys, we are out here at Linwood, and we're gonna show you like the powerful way to put deals under contract. So right now I have Travis Webb with me, a really successful real estate investor here in the Dayton area. And you know, Travis honestly was doing exactly what every single real estate investor does into their business, and it's what I like to call a shotgun approach. You go out there and you put marketing out there, or you just go out there and just see what sticks, right? You see what sticks out there, and you know, you really, honestly, you struggle. You struggle whenever you go with that shotgun approach, because the biggest thing that investors miss is their follow-up. Guys, this is where 96% of your deals under contract will actually come from. And that's where most people struggle, is they go with this shotgun approach to see what sticks, and then they end up stopping because they don't have great follow-up. And I wanted to bring Travis onto this session because this is really powerful. We're here in Linwood Avenue in Dayton right now, and you know, Travis was, you know, let's just hear it from you. I mean, you went out there and you're going out there marketing, doing all this other stuff, and how many deals were you putting under contract really before you started doing follow-up?
Maybe one a month.
One deal a month, but then once we really changed your business model and we changed this to where you're solely focusing on the follow-up aspect rather than generating new leads, let's work with the leads that we have and let's attack those leads. What did you do and how long did it take you to start putting deals under contract?
Yeah, so basically what I started doing was I started following up with existing relationships. I didn't try to go brand myself, get new marketing, go send out a bunch of mailers. I just went back to existing relationships that I knew could produce. And when I started focusing on that, within a week, I identified 12 properties. And then on a Friday and then on Monday, within 48 hours, I put all 12 under contract.
All 12 deals under contract strictly from follow-up. Again, guys, this is where 96% of your deals will actually come from. So it's so key, you know, to have great follow-up into your business. So how many deals do you have under contract right now? Is it 12?
It's 12. One's about to close here
today
in like 35 minutes. And then I have, so that's 11 more.
So 11 more, because he just put one under contract to sell. So that doesn't suck. That does not suck. So Travis, when you said that, you know, you started working on existing leads and you really didn't focus on, you know, bringing in new leads, you just really focused on the follow-up. How many leads did you have that you followed up with in order to get those 12 under contract?
I talked to 2 quality people that turned into all those leads.
So what total though? So out of like, how many people were you following up with to get to those 2?
Probably 15
people. And see, that's where, you know, I think that most investors, they get stuck. And that's where I got stuck into our business, is because you feel like you got to have a ton of leads to bring in these deals. And, you know, you just focus on what you have and work those leads to get those things under contract. Now you're probably having an issue into your business where it's like, you've got 12 deals under contract, you're really doing big things. The problem is that now you are focusing on the back end, you're trying to get these 12 deals under contract, and then the front end, getting deals under contract, it's almost non-existent at this point.
It is.
Because you got to eat.
Yeah.
You got to eat, you got to pay your bills and all this other stuff, and that's what I always have called the broke real estate investor cycle. Is you get so consumed with these deals, and same thing with him, and that's what we got to work on, is going out there and you put all these deals under contract, but then he switched over to the back end to get these things closed because he needs the profit. But in reality, he still needs to spend most of his time getting deals under contract so that he can keep a machine going. Because what's going to happen to you, which happens to everybody, is you're going to get paid on these 12 deals, and then you're not going to get paid for like a month or two.
Right.
and that's the broke real estate investor cycle. So you got to start putting systems in place to where you got a back end system to where people are going out there and showing all those 12 properties. People are going out there and, vetting all the buyers and getting those things to the closing table so that you can do nothing but focus on putting deals under contract.
Absolutely.
What would you say is like, this is like turning into like an interview type, but that's okay. What would you say out of where did all the 12 deals come from? It came from two sources, two people.
Two sources, correct.
What was the source? Was it like direct mail, a relationship that you had? What was it?
It was a relationship. Both were relationships that I had created within the previous month to actually reaching back out to them.
Got it. So what's next? What's next for you?
What's next for me? There's a lot of potential within these current leads to get referrals. So for me, I would really love to focus on and currently focusing on probate and working with insurance companies on fire loss and water loss.
Yep.
So that's something that is turning into more of a lead source for me. But the big thing too is those relationships, is expanding those relationships and just using those to create something mutually beneficial.
See, it's so funny because you've seen our business go strictly relationships. And in the past, you didn't even know this, but the people watching this know this, is that our business was like 100% marketing. Like how much direct mail could you put out there? How many bandit signs could you put out there? How much could you do? And you know the amount of research that we do anyways into the real estate business, it's just not even fair. And we ended up going back, it was probably about 8 months ago, we ended up going back to all the deals that we've done. We went through and we sifted through like over 500 deals, and we looked at all the fatties that we did, like all the fat deals, and we noticed that every single one of the fat deals that we did came from a relationship. Now what we've done is we've turned those fat deals into a volume business, because most people go out there and they'll do a couple fat deals a year. However, you just got to get to the point to where you're doing it with volume, and that's what he's doing with relationships. So how did you put this property under contract? I mean, this thing is like pretty nice. This thing is like ready to live in. I mean, right? So how did you put this property under contract? Where did this lead come from? What did you buy it for? What are you selling this for? Have you had any activity on this? Give me the details.
Yeah, great question. So I started creating relationships with churches. That's a huge passion of mine, is to help churches. And I made a relationship through some mutual friends. And this church is interested in buying houses to create house churches for people for rehabilitation and things like that. So I actually just got a random call after meeting with a pastor and a leadership team from the homeowner. And he said, hey, I just spoke with my pastor. She said, you're interested in purchasing homes. And I met him over here, and it was as simple as that. I created the relationship, set my standards, hey, this is what I'm looking for. And I got a phone call about a month later. And some stuff happened, and it was easy for me to relate with him and some issues that he was having. And so I put the house under contract for $15,000, and I'll probably sell it for just under $20,000.
And he has zero risk. Once you met with the churches and whatnot, did you just go up to them, they're like, oh great, this is all in, or did you have to do follow-up in order to get this?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So the church that I met with is an incredibly busy church, and obviously so am I with all of these listings that I have that I'm having to go out and show. But the key thing that I did when I started focusing on follow-up, every morning I started reaching back out to people, potential buyers, and specifically with the church, since they're busy and since I'm busy, I just wanted a touch point once a week with a pastor or with someone on the leadership team. And I knew that's all that it would really take for me to create something there. And so without me having that touch point once a week, this wouldn't be here. The pastor would have forgotten, moved on. I had to have that.
Got to have that touch point, and that's the whole key with all this stuff. 96% of your deals will get done through follow-up and focus on relationships. Anything else, like any shout-outs that you want to give to anybody or anything before we go?
Linden Avenue Baptist Church, thank
Awesome.
you so much for working with me. I really appreciate it. This is something that I know we're going to create something huge take this across the country and help churches and help people.
Yep. So guys, I'm signing off. Comment below. Let me know exactly what you thought of today's System Saturday. Everybody in the comment box below, give Travis a huge congrats for having so many deals under contract and be able to tap into the relationships through follow-up. So guys, I'll see you on the next System Saturday. See ya.